warning of the systematic persecution that was to come. As Hitler was solidifying his power, the United States was also inaugurating a new leader. In 1933, Franklin Roosevelt became president of the deeply troubled United States. Roosevelt was summoned by the voters to lead the nation out of the economic crisis of the Great Depression.
Thousands of Americans are here to cheer a new deal era, which is supposed to support the country out of the chaos.
Domestic news claimed politicians while dramatic reports arrived in Germany. To some, Hitler seemed to promise stability. But the press made it clear that one cost of Nazi-imposed order was the savage elimination of all political opponents. The Nazis detained political prisoners in concentration camps that they made no effort to harm. After a wave of stormtrooper attacks on Jews, American public pressure mounted for Secretary of State Cordell Hull to protest the persecutions. Hull argued that outside interference in German affairs would only aggravate the situation. He tried to neutralize calls for action. In late March 1933, worried about a large protest rally planned for New York City, Hull cabled the U.S. Embassy in Berlin seeking news that would have a calming effect. A cable from Berlin reported the phase of physical mistreatment of Jews may be considered virtually terminated for the present, at least. But that same cable announced a new phase of persecution. Nazis had begun firing Jews from government posts. Hull told Jewish leaders only that the violence was said to be over. He released the same less than complete statement in the press. But sporadic incidents of violence continued, and U.S. journalists pursued the story. When they tried to learn if these attacks were officially sanctioned, they ran up against Nazi censorship. Defying the censors and intimidation, U.S. reporters informed the public about the Nazis' moves against the Jews. In May 1933, columnist Gordon Thompson returned from Germany, predicting that the future for Jews was not at all hopeful. In cities across the country, American Jews rose in protest against German anti-Semitism. The community's largest organization, the American Jewish Congress, supported parades and mass meetings to bring the Nazi menace to the public's attention. Some American Jewish groups hoped Germany's dependence on exports made the Nazis vulnerable to pressure from other nations. They organized a worldwide boycott of German goods.
Shall the world stand idly by? Take no steps to prevent this revision of our history. You know it is reluctantly impossible a worldwide voice.
Arguing against public protest was the American Jewish Committee headed by Cyrus Hadley. The committee favored quiet diplomacy, and they feared Hitler's retaliation against German Jews when Americans protested.
Power to the end.
Power.
Proclaimed by Hitler at the Nuremberg Conference.
In September 1935, Hitler defiantly answered an American protest in which demonstrators tore down the swastika.
Hitler thus moved the world from the nation to despair and uncompromising. Thus, the Nazis won the German dictation. Not only Germany won the middle ranks, but the world's anti-Jews. Then,
At the same rally, the party announced the laws that stripped Jews of their citizenship. Newsweek likened the Nuremberg Congress to a circus, calling Hitler the star of the big dog. But it also observed that under the new laws, Jews faced a medieval future. In North Carolina, the Asheville Citizen wrote that Germany's Jews, they can hope we overthrow Hitler, but they cannot hope that this will come soon enough to save them. This is a fake. The story of the anti-Jewish laws was overshadowed in American newsreels by the flexing of Nazi military muscles at Nuremberg.
Backed by this power, Hitler waits.
While Germany grows more powerful, the American people had plentiful and mostly accurate news about the disaster that faced the Jews in Germany, but information did not provoke action or change official policy. The threat of an international conflict was larger than the Nazis' real war against the Jews that had already begun. The United States was trying to avoid both wars.
Despite